The most important, I would say, is the weather. That's why I moved here. Yeah, you've got, yeah, even you, yeah. We've got about 360 days of sunshine per year, which is incredible. It's something you don't find in many other places, especially English-speaking countries.
Especially in Europe, yes.
And especially in Europe. So I would say the weather is a big advantage. The second advantage, I would say, is the warm and welcoming culture of the Maltese people. This is something that's very unique to the Mediterranean. Spanish and Italian people are very similar. However, in Malta, they speak to you in English, which makes a big difference. And I would say the third thing is that it's a big melting pot in Malta. Lots of people come from all around the world. So you don't only find Maltese people in society, you also find people like us, British people, Hungarian people, people from all over the world that you can meet and learn something from, which is really something special, I would say.
It is.
Good.
As we said, it's 360 days of full sunshine. Now we are in the winter season, so it's slightly different, a bit more rain. But because thanks to the rain, the whole island is beautiful green. In the summer when you come, you don't see how green it is because it's so hot that it dries out a big part of the island. But then you don't pay attention to this because you jump straight into the water. We have plenty of beaches, sandy and rocky. The boat trips are endless. You can visit the sister island, Gozo, Comino. Therefore, every time of the season, you can make the best out of the weather that you have.
That's right. What's your favorite season?
My favorite season is winter, which is not very not liked much by other people. I like hiking a lot. I like to go running a lot. And when it's the weather like this, slightly chilly with a little bit of the wind, I can go for hours and hours.
Brilliant.
That's my favorite.
Wow.
Yours?
Mine is the spring, actually. Because for me, spring has the perfect temperature. I'm from the UK, so I don't like the weather to be too hot or too cold. I prefer something in the middle. So I like a good 20 to 25 degrees Celsius in the daytime, and that's my perfect temperature. I don't sweat too much, and I don't feel too cold. So for me, the spring. And it's also very green in Malta in the spring, so I like it when the flowers come up. It's one of the most beautiful places in the Mediterranean.
You can take so many amazing pictures with these colors. We have.
That's right. Yeah, it's very. The whole of Malta really lights up in a multicolored way. It's really nice.
Yes. I would consider definitely, especially regarding what's going on in the world. In Malta, in the sister island, in Gozo, sometimes they even leave the keys in the house, so they leave it open, sometimes even leave the cars. Of course, when you are going to more populated area, we have more and more foreigners, you have to be cautious, but just until a certain level. You don't have to be suspicious, you don't have to be afraid. Our school is in a suburban area, as an example. You can walk and be safe. You can ask around people. They say morning to you, although they don't know you. It's a very familiar, small place. Things can happen anywhere in the world, but rarely here in Malta.
That's right. And especially in this area where we are in the school, it's a quiet residential area, which means we don't have many big shops and not much traffic around. A sort of quieter area, more tranquil, more relaxing area. It can make a big difference to how you feel in life in general, I would say.
We have a couple of options. Most students from Korea are coming as adult students, and some of them like independence, some of them like to mix with other nationalities. Therefore, we offer apartments or host families. If you like to mingle with the locals and you like to pick up some local habits and maybe some traditional food, we suggest to stay at our host families, which are always a walking distance. This is also one of our selling points of the school. Student does not have to take the bus, doesn't have to pay for taxi, doesn't have to waste time just to get to the school from home. And the families are preparing the breakfast and the lunch and the dinner for the students, so they don't have to worry about basically anything. Just come here, study and enjoy. Although if you like to mix with other nationalities, we would suggest our apartments, which are on the campus. So student doesn't have to go anywhere either. We also have a restaurant. And if you choose the apartment, we have standard, we have comfort, and for the more private one, we offer the studio apartment. So here you can be only on your own, or maybe with your best friend or family member, and you have your own little room for yourself with the shower and the kitchenette.
That's right. And with the standard and comfort apartments, you have the option of staying with another person in your room or being alone. It's always the same gender in your room, so you don't have to worry about anything there. Yes,
we always pay attention to this. In the apartment, we might mix genders, but in the room, we never. This is also another occasion that we create for you to mingle, to practice your language and accommodate yourself for other cultures.
So I would say, come to Malta. That's my final message. If you don't come to Malta, you are missing out. There's a phrase in English, be there or be square.
Well, exactly. And once you come here, you will know what it really means.
Exactly.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.